and knees are in the opposite. Good, and then there's always a starting place, so a starting point. So you're going to notice where your starting point is. Where is your breath? How is it starting? Good, where is it flowing? And is your mouth open? So these are just ways we start to check in. And if your mouth is open, I'll invite you to just kind of soften, close your eyes and close your lips. These first few moments, really, just coming really close to the earth, to starting again, and then to really working on the infrastructure of your bridge. The breath being the bridge from the outside in, from the mind to the body. When the bridge breaks down, a lot of chaos starts to happen in our lives. And oftentimes it comes out as a physical symptom. So you'll notice changes in your energy, maybe feeling depressed or anxious. These are all just symptoms that something is starting to break down. So let's just continue to create. Good, working on the bridge. Eyes are closed, jaws relax, breath is flowing in and out of nose. Good, see if you can extend your arms really, really wide. Let your shoulders melt into the earth. You're in your spinal twist. Good, there's a softness and a depth all at the same time, soft yet deep. In through nose and out through the nose. Good. Good, take about 3 more breaths. Notice where your mind is. Start to bring and redirect the mind to your breath. Good. We're going to kind of work to get out of the comfort zone a little bit today. Once we kind of create this little cage for ourselves, this cage I like to call the comfort zone. And we're going to work our way just slightly out of that comfort zone today and into more of a space of growth. So our class is still going to be restorative. It's still going to be healing. Good, but maybe, just maybe today, you push it just a little bit. And I'm not saying physically, but maybe emotionally or with the breath. Maybe your breath, you start to push it just a little bit. Good, so that you allow yourself to heal. Remember, the bridge is really just the breath. Good. Now with your next inhale, come on back to center, pull your knees into your chest, and then you're going to slowly switch sides. So now your knees fall in the other direction. Your arms are still extended wide and your nose in the opposite direction of knees. Good, close your eyes and breathe, breathing into the right side body, in through nose and out through the nose. Good, in through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. Palms are up, heart is open, and the breath is complete. In and out of the nose. Good, find a little bit of softness in your jaw and your face. Relax. Good, and you'll know when you start to lose the bridge because your mind will wander, come back to the bridge. It always takes you back home, that place of connect. Home, that place of healing. Beautiful. Take about 10 more breaths. So you're in your spinal twist, your knees are to the left, the arms are out wide, nose is to the right. Good, your eyes should be closed. So although I'm in the camera in front of you, I do invite you to close your eyes as much as possible today. Good. When we start to move a little bit more, I'll start to demonstrate a little bit more. But for now, I'm purposely not in a spinal twist because I want you to kind of dig inward. Good. I want you to feel your body. Most of us, we come to yoga and we come to our mat without really any idea of what we need. Good, and that's okay. We're just going to feel our way through it today. Good, so your arms are still wide, nose is to the right, knees are to the left. 2 more breaths. And that's a full, complete breath, a diaphragmatic breath in through nose and out through the nose. Good. Good, we're going to start to fill up the right side of the rib cage. Good, so that you really feel that strength in through the nose and out through the nose. Good. And now your knees are over to the left. So you're just going to take your right arm and come all the way into a little ball, into a fetal pose, lying on your left side. Notice how this feels. And then, although I can't quite see you well, if you have your camera on, I could peek. But just not cheating. Keep your eyes closed. Slowly feel your way up into your seat. And then once you come to your seat, go ahead, you can face your camera, you can face the center any way you want. Good. Now get your spine nice and long, let your head lift up, let your seat root down, and then we want to create a little ball with our hands, maybe a little basket. So I like to take my right hand on top of my left and then place it onto my lap. Good. And then when I do that, a lot of times, that I'll show you, it starts to bring in the energy of the space. Good. Even like bringing in energy through the medium in which you're watching or listening today. Good. So you can choose to create a little ball. Good. You can take your hands and get rooted. You can even bring first finger and thumb up, or if you really want to settle in, you can take one hand on the heart, the other hand onto the belly. Good. Good. Now notice where you are today. Close your eyes. Let your nose come forward. Nose is forward. Good. You might have your hand on heart and hand on belly. My hands might be on my lap. But wherever you are, I'm going to invite you now again to redirect. So close your eyes. Nose is forward. Good. Roots are moving through your seat. Sit bones are rooted down. Shoulders are drawn back. Good. You're going to soften your jaw, soften your face. Nose is forward. Good. And we're just going to take the first 10 breaths here, right here together as we create that deep diaphragmatic breath. So important as we continue to build our bridge. Good. So as we create the infrastructure of our bridge, as we start to create the foundation of our practice, it all begins with mindfulness. Good. And then we're going to grow from the mindfulness, observing and noticing, to a mindful, deep, connective breath. Deep, diaphragmatic, rhythmic breaths. Let's begin right here. Good. So if your hands are anywhere else, maybe now we bring them to heart and belly so that you can start to feel this pattern grow, this pattern build. Good. So let the breath exhale completely, squeeze it out. And then beginning on the number 1, we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. 2, breath comes in. Exhale. Good. 3, breath comes back in. Exhale to squeeze the breath out. 4, even deeper. Feel the belly rise. Exhale, breathing exclusively through the nose. 5, even deeper now. Pull it in. Exhale, let it go. Good. Breath in. And release. As you release, squeeze the belly. Find emptiness. Squeeze, squeeze. Good. And 8, breath in. Exhale. 9, breath in. Exhale. Good. 10, pull it in. And exhale. Good. You can either keep your hands right where they are or place them back on your knees or your lap. Good. We're going to unbind and open up the shoulders, the jaw, and the neck just by rolling the head. So today, instead of full rolls, if you want, you can move into those full rows. But what we're going to move into is some half rolls. So I'm just going to take my right ear toward my right shoulder and actually push my left shoulder down. Good. And then gently my chin will come down toward my chest until I make my way over to the left, pushing the right shoulder down. Good. And then those half rolls, I come back down again and just kind of roll from side Good, to side. Now, if I want, I can make full rolls all the way around. Or if that agitates your neck today, you can just kind of move your nose from the right and then to the left. I give you these options so that you can really start to create such an awareness that you notice what movements and what breath is going to serve your body. Good. So maybe today you need those full circular movements. Good. And then maybe today just sliding from right to left. Feels a little bit better on your neck. Good. So a lot of it is going to depend on the depth of your breaths. You're going to continue to breathe deep. Good. It's going to depend maybe how you slept last night. So if you slept funny, good. Maybe one side of your neck feels a little more tense than the other. And then we're all a little bit wabi-sabi, so we start to hold tension and tightness in different areas of the body. Good. Wherever you are, take yourself through one more round. Good. Good. And then take it in the other direction. So whichever way you were moving, my neck is now going to move in the opposite direction. Good. And I'm going to get even bigger with the movement. Good. So you're going to notice every nook and cranny. Maybe your movement is so slow that you really just kind of hold to one side for several breaths. Maybe you drop your chin and pull the shoulders back so that you can feel the release in the back of your neck, wherever you need to be. Remember, it's your practice. It's so personal. The only thing that you would be doing wrong today was, number one, is to start to hold your breath. Good, because that'll start to break down that bridge that we're creating. Or the other thing that you could be doing wrong, only two wrong things, would be causing any pain or injury to yourself. So if something hurts, if you're not really listening intuitively to your body, you could be causing some damage to your body. You want to really intuitively breathe here. Good. Good. Now come on back to center, and let's just move a little bigger with some seated sun salutations. Good. Now with our seated sun salutations, we're just going to move the body, and we're going to start to move the spine in all 6 directions. My legs are crossed. Your legs could be crossed. If that agitates your legs, maybe your legs are out in front. Good. Maybe your legs are crossed in a different way. Remember, it's personal. For me, I like half lotus. So a lotus is where the foot comes into the hip crease. For me, this is comfortable. Not for everybody else. Some people like full lotus, where both feet are in hip crease. Good. So remember, or maybe you just cross your legs. Remember, any posture is going to be correct. These are just options. Take your time. Find the right seat. Find your spine. Heart is open. Good. And now we breathe deeply, inhaling through the nose. Lift your arms. Lift your gaze. Good. Now you want to lift your rib cage as well as you lift your chin. Palms are facing one another. Heart is lifting. And then with my right hand, I'm going to actually grab onto the left wrist, but my arm is straight. My nose is rising up, and now I'm slowly moving to the right. Good. Now for me, I like to take my nose down. That feels like a nice stretch. For other people, taking the gaze or the nose up to the left hand. Now continue to extend. I'm not yanking on my left arm, but I really want to feel the release, and at the same time, push your left hip bone down. Good. Now come on back to center, and then just switch sides. I'm reaching my right arm upward. I'm extending, and then gently over to the left. Good. I'm elongating the right side body, and I'm releasing the trapped energy, which is called tension. Good. Beautiful. Come on back to center. Open up your heart, and slowly now I'm going to fold forward. So I'm going to take my hands down in front of me, walk them out, lift up my chin, and then melt everything in. Good. So you're melting forward. Your head is down. Good. And then again, be really mindful. Notice how this sensation is. Notice how this feels. Good. And continue to breathe in and out of your nose. In and out of your nose. Good. Take about 2 more breaths. You should feel a nice stretch in your backside, maybe your hips. Good. Notice how this feels. If it's agitating knees, remember, only 2 things you could be doing wrong today. That would be 1, not breathing, and 2, causing any kind of self-harm or injury to yourself. That's mental talk as well as physical. Good. Now slowly start to rise up, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then once you come up the inhale, the arms will rise again. Good. Another side bend, only this time the right hand is coming onto the earth. This is going to really give me some leverage. So I'm going to reach up as high as I can. I'm feeling like my arm is just coming out of the armpit, really reaching up, and then over to the right. Good. Now my nose could come down or my nose could come up. Good. Or maybe it's kind of neutral in the center like this. Good. See if you could continue to sit tall, because you don't want to lean forward or lean back. You're just elongating the side body. Good. Now come on back to center, reach high. And now I'm going to just gently switch side. I elongate my right arm, and then it comes over ear. Feel that length, open up. Good. Nose could be down. That feels like a nice stretch on the neck, or even up, a whole different sensation, or forward. Good. Take an inhale, lift up, feel a little bit of a back bend, and now I'm going to slowly fold again. My hands are on the ground, I lift up, getting length. Exhale, fold in. Good. So you're going to round your back on that fold in. You're going to breathe really deep, and we're going to take about 3 to 5 breaths. Now, a full, complete breath is an inhale and an exhale. And remember, we're working with that diaphragmatic breath, creating the bridge from the body to the mind, from the physical to the spiritual. And it all is connecting by this infrastructure we're working on creating, this bridge we're creating. Good. Take 2 more breaths. Your heart is melting. Good. You feel really rooted. Your palms are to the earth. Beautiful. And then when you inhale slowly, we'll rise up again. Sit as tall as you can and inhale, reach your arms over your head. Now I'm going to add a little twist. So my right hand comes behind my right hip. Notice the left hand is going to actually come onto the right knee. Good. You'll sit really tall and turn your nose past the right shoulder. So I'm going to gaze past the right shoulder toward the back of my body. Good. A deep twist without slouching or rounding. Nose turns past right shoulder. Good. Now take a couple of breaths like that. A couple of breaths. Remember, the right hand is behind you. It's your kickstand. Left hand is the tool, the lever to open you up. Good. Inhale. Come on back to center. Reach high. And I just want to switch sides. Left hand is helping me to sit tall. Right hand is on my left knee. And I'm turning. Good. You should feel the nice long stretch through the right side body, twisting deep into your spine as we work to really detox. Good. Take a few more. Remember, inhales will lengthen you. Every exhale, I turn. Beautiful. As you unwind, your nose comes forward. One last forward fold, lift up. And exhale, fold right in. Walk the hands out, get length, and then soften, find depth. Good. So you're rounding your head, you're melting into the earth, you're finding your breathing, your breath in and out of nose. Take a couple more like that. Good. I know your knees might feel a little bit sensitive. We have been sitting for a little bit, so we'll be moving out of this pose. 2 more breaths, in and out of your nose. Good. Good. And then slowly start to walk your way back. There we go. We're going to open up and come right over to hands and knees. Tabletop pose. Good. Tabletop. I'm going to grab my mat here. Good. Now in tabletop, I know you're at home, so if you want, you can put a blanket under your knees. Sometimes, if there's nothing around, what I like to do is just kind of double up my mat and then come to tabletop. Good. Now, find your tabletop, but evenly distribute the weight of your body. If in tabletop pose you have pain in your wrists, what that's telling you is that you're pushing the weight of your body more toward the wrists. Good. So I'm evenly distributing the weight of my body. Good. From the right to the left side, from the front to the back. So your hands, they're directly under shoulders, knees are under hips. Beautiful. And your spine is long. Beautiful. Good. Moving into a few cat-cows now. Cat-cows are those long dynamic movements that we connect with breath. Good. So in the inhale, my chin really lifts. My heart lifts. My belly drops. In the exhale, opposite direction. Good. So you can feel the body moving with the rhythm of the breath. Good. So inhales, everything lifts. Exhales, curl and squeeze. Good. In through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. Good. So we open, we lift. We contract and we squeeze. Good. Take a couple more. Beautiful. Now, if you want more, you can create even a bigger movement. Good. Sometimes I like to exhale and come down into child's pose. And then slowly start to come up into a back bend. Good. So you're moving with that cat-cow, but you're starting to move a little bit more. Maybe this is too much for your spine, and you stay right here. Moving, good, to the rhythm of your breath. Nice. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move a little bit bigger with those cat-cows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right leg behind me. Good. So I'll move this way so you can see. My right leg is behind me, my toe is pointing, and I'm going to move with the cat-cow, just extending bigger. So with the inhale, my toe lifts, my chin lifts. And the exhale, I'm going to curl and squeeze. It's in through the nose, I'm moving bigger, out through the nose and squeeze. Good, take yourself through a couple more. Good, so with these cat-cows, hands are on the earth. Good, and we're just moving the spine a little bit more. We're warming the spine up. Good. Take yourself 2 more rounds on that side. Good. And then place it down. Let's just switch sides. A few cat-cows here. So my left toe is pointed, my chin lifts. And exhale to squeeze. Good. I'm going to inhale slowly, let it rise. Good, and exhale to squeeze. Good, in through the nose. And out through the nose. Good. Start to move just like that. Remember, every time we breathe deeply, we start to create that infrastructure. We start to create that bridge that connects the outside in. Good. When we start to connect movement with breath, good, we start to add the next layer. So we start to really build this stronger foundation by just connecting the physical sensations of body with the depth of the physical sensations of breath. Good. Come on back into neutral, hands and knees. Good. We're going to open up the shoulders here. And we do this oftentimes in class, and I'll show you. We're going to thread the needle. So we're going to open up the shoulders. Today, we're just going to take an inhale and lift the right arm. Good. See if you can really do this and extend. So not just going through the motions today. You want to feel your full range of motion. I'm going to move my spine today, all 6 directions. I want to feel this lift, and then slowly, I'm going to thread my needle. My right hand comes all the way down. And then the sensation you want is the weight onto your right ear and your right shoulder. And you're really pulling your right shoulder underneath you. So here's maybe just a different view of what it would look like if you're not quite sure. Now, this hand can be overhead, it can be behind your back. It can be pushing into the ground. Good, you choose. And then close your eyes once you've set up your pose. Close your eyes. Good. Now breathe a little bit deeper and notice what you're feeling. If you don't feel, so some people don't feel much in this pose, some people feel a lot. If you don't feel much, you just need to pull your right shoulder underneath you more. Good, so that you start to feel a little bit more intensity. Now remember, we feel sensation, a release, but never a pain. Good, so be mindful that you feel no pain, you're just breathing. So you're breathing in through the nose, you're breathing out through the nose, melting, good. Good, take 2 more breaths, just 2 more. Good. See if you're clenching your jaw or creating some tightness in other areas of the body. Remember, oftentimes when we open up areas of tension, we start to tense up unconsciously other parts of the body. So we don't want to do that today. We want to open up and release. Good. Slowly come out of the pose. So just as slowly as you came into it, we're going to move out of it. Good. And then you'll come back to hands and knees. Nice. We're just going to switch sides. Now it's the left arm. My left arm that's lifting up. Slowly extend. Good. Now take your gaze to the left hand. Really feel the stretch. Open up. Heart is rising. And then gently, gently curl under. Good. The weight of the body right in between left ear and left shoulder. Pull it under. Make any adjustments you need. Good. Now close your eyes if they're still open. Find a little bit more depth with your breath. This is going to help you to open up. Good. So the key to all of these postures that we go into truly is the breath. So we create a simple shape. You're in the shape we call thread the needle. Good. So you come into the shape. But then after we create the shape, now we dig deeper into the pranayama, the breath. And this is going to start to create space. It's going to start to free up the blockages and the tension and the tightness. Good. So that we move from a state of chaos to a state of healing. But we need to let go of the trapped energy, the tension, the tightness. And then our prana runs freely through our body. We're able to heal. We're able to give our body what it needs. Good. 2 more breaths on this side. Make some little adjustments. You can shift a little bit further with your weight. Notice what you need. Go ahead. Jaws relaxed. Letting the tension in the jaw go. Good job. Oh. Beautiful. After you're done right here, just slowly unwind. Slowly unwind. Good. And take that left arm way up to the sky. Good. And then just come back to neutral. Beautiful. Now that we're in neutral, let's just move our body in those C-shaped curves. So sometimes they're subtle. Good. My right hip toward my right shoulder, and then the other direction. And then sometimes they're really big, big movements from side to side. Good. See what you need. Notice how that feels. Notice how that feels as you move gently or more intensely. Good. You might even make some circular movements. And circular movements in the other way. So we're just getting that energy moving through our spine. Good. Breathing. Nice job. Good. We're going to prepare for extended side angle. So I'm just going to start on the right side. Good. My right hand, my right knee, and my right foot will stay where they are. I'm just going to pivot and turn my left side. And we call it extended side angle because you can see my body looks like a side angle, right? Good. Now notice my right hand is right underneath my shoulder. If it's way out here, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on my wrists. Right hand underneath my right shoulder. Now, my right foot isn't exactly stacked. It can be, but I'm going to put it back a little bit more, and this is going to give me more stability. Good. So you're just going to notice I'm creating an angle with my body. My left arm lifts up. And even my gaze, so a drishti, or my eyes could be closed. Beautiful. Now you can stay here, or if it feels mindful and okay for you, you can reach that arm over your head. And now you can see I'm creating a side angle. So my arm isn't down, I'm not collapsing, my arm isn't up, but you can see I have a long angle from my left fingertips through the left foot. Even my gaze could come up, or maybe my gaze is down. Take 2 more breaths, but push your left footprint away. So you're not really up here. Good. If you want more, of course, you could be here. I'm going to suggest you just push the left foot into the earth. Good. Now come on down, and we're going to switch sides. Good. I'm going to come onto my left foot, and I'm going to pivot and turn my right leg. My left hand is just about directly underneath my left shoulder, and then I'm going to pull my chest and hips open. Good. Good. Arm lifts up toward the sky, nose rises, chin lifts. Good. You can stay here. You can stack everything, and this is going to really encourage you to use more abdominal strength because I'm stacking. Oops, it gets a little bit wobbly. If this foot is back, good. You have more stability. You can reach just like this or over your head. Good. So create your side angle. Long line of energy from right fingertips to the sole of the right foot. Nose is up, breathing in and out your nose. Good. Eyes can be closed, or maybe my gaze is down for stability, up for more mobility. Good. 2 more breaths. Good. And then just come on out of the pose. You're going to find your way back to hands and knees, and we're just going to prepare for our standing poses. We're going to begin with our downward facing dog. Good. Just kind of moving this so you can see me when I stand. Good. Good, so you're in tabletop, right? And we're just going to prepare for down dog. Now, when you're in down dog, you want to, again, slowly get there. Roll your toes under, lift your seat to the sky, and start to root your heels to the ground. Good. Now stretch your fingertips out really wide. And it doesn't matter how far down your heels go, but you want to start to work your heels in the direction of the earth. Good. You might pedal things out, so bend one knee, bend the other knee. Good, just kind of working it from side to side. Now shake your head out. Good, let your jaw go, let your neck go. And then push a little bit further into the ground. Good. Beautiful. 2 more really big breaths. Eyes can be opened for extra stability. Eyes can be closed for inward mobility. In and out of nose. Good. Now take your feet and walk them all the way to your hands. Take your feet and walk them to your hands. So you're walking to the top of your mat. Standing forward fold. Now, if I was here, if we were together, I would always remind you to have something underneath your hands. Remember, the one way most people end up creating injury to their back is forward folds. So they go down to bend to tie their shoe, and they pull their back out. Just going to reach for something in their car. So we want to make sure we keep the low back, the sciatica, the hips really nice and open. So we're just going to make these adjustments. Now, maybe you use a block of book. You can use anything that you have at your house. And your hands are on here. Beautiful. Maybe you have your knees really bent. And your hands are more on the ground. Good. Maybe you have a lot of length in your hamstrings, so your legs are a little bit straighter. Remember to breathe. Good. So a lot of times when we go from seated or to the knees to standing, folks begin to hold their breath. Be mindful. Feel your breath. Let your breath grow in through the nose and out through the nose. Good. Now shake your head out. So you're going to move it yes and no and back and forth. Good. Just letting everything kind of go. Good. Let your jaw go. Let your face go. And then just let a little bit of heaviness in your whole upper body go. Beautiful. If you're feeling really stable today and have no back pain at all, then maybe you hold on to opposite elbows with opposite hands and begin to sway gently. Good. So you're going to move in a way that really does serve you. Just 3 more breaths. That's in through the nose and out through the nose. Good. And then we're going to continue to warm up the spine. We're going to continue to unbind the blockages by moving the spine. We're going to pull in lots of deep breaths so that we can start to open up the tension and tightness and all those toxins that start to build up in the body. Good. Now your hands will come back down onto the ground if they're off. And then when you inhale, bend your left knee. We're going to twist, right arm lifts. Good. Now really extend. So your right arm is lifted, your left knee is bent, your gaze is at your right hand. Good. You're breathing steady breaths. Take 2 more breaths like that. 2 more breaths. Twisting, spiraling, opening. And exhale, the right hand comes down. Inhale to the left arm lifts. And the right knee is bent. Good, so it's a deep twisting sensation. Be mindful that your head doesn't collapse. Let your head move forward, tailbone move back. Good, and you might even keep your hand on your block. Good, exhale, take it down. And then inhale, roll up mindfully 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. Exhale, Samastiti is our standing mountain pose or equalizing pose. Just the hands come to your sides. Inhale, take it up, reach to the sky. Good. And this time take an exhale, but take your right hand down your right thigh, left arm up to the sky. So we really want to lengthen everything first. I'm reaching, I'm extending, and then rooting into my left side body. I'm going to slowly take it to the right. Good. It's an upward movement. As I extend, feel the length on the left side. Breathe into it. It's in and out of your nose. Good. Take it back to center. And then switch sides. Now my left hand is moving down. My right arm is lifting up, so I'm extending, reaching, moving, and breathing. Take a couple more. Maybe for you, your gaze comes up. Maybe for you, it's down, or maybe it's more skillful for your neck to be in the center. Good. Inhale, take it up. Good. And then exhale, just clasp your hands behind your back. Once you do, take a squeeze, pull the hands down, nose is forward, and then chin drops. Good, just lifting up your hands if that's available, and breathe. Good, release. Take your arms back up to the sky, and slowly fold at the waist. Take your hands down onto your block. Good, lift up, and fold in. Good, so you're back in your forward fold, back in your forward fold. Remember, be skillful, be mindful with your low back. Good, get a little bit deeper with your breath and make sure that you're feeling supported. Hands on the earth, hands on block, maybe a book for you today, whatever you have. Good, now start to sway just a little bit. So you're in your forward fold and you're just swaying a little bit from side to side, encouraging the spine to decompress, feeling some openness here. Good, feeling that sense of openness. Good. And then gently, with a little bend in the knees, we'll roll up slowly, arms up to the sky. Good, and hands come down and back to your sides. Good, one more round. Inhale, take your arms up. And exhale, this time hands come to the heart center and we're going to turn. So my left arm is coming forward, my right arm is coming back, and my gaze is toward my right hand. Good, and once you set this up, reach your arms in opposite direction, really turn your nose and see if you can keep your hips and shoulders forward, or at least the hips forward. Good, come on back to center. And then I'm going to slowly just switch sides. Now my right arm comes forward, my left arm is back. And although my nose is forward because I'm talking into the microphone, your gaze would be back to the left hand. Good, come on back to center. Reach up and slowly fold at the waist. Take your hands onto the ground. Get a little bit of a half lift, chin lifts, and exhale, soften in. Good. You're in your standing forward fold, and you're going to be comfortable. So maybe your legs are a little bit wider in your forward fold. Good. Maybe your legs are together. Sometimes just a little bit more than hip distance apart is comfortable. You'll change the whole sensation of the stretch of the body, just depending on where you put your hands, where you put your feet. Good. Now see if you can shake your head out again. You're going to just say yes and no, back and forth. Good. Feeling that sensation right there. In through the nose, out through the nose. Good. Beautiful. Good. And then we're going to slowly and stealthily come back down. Knees, hands and knees. Good. Once you're back to hands and knees, good, you're going to make your way all the way to your seat. And on your seat, you'll extend your legs directly out in front of you and flex your feet. So my feet are really flexing. My toes are up toward the sky. And we often call this pose stack pose that we're going to set up. It's actually called Dandasana or stack pose. The feet are flexing and your hands will come not behind you, not in front of you, but just see if you can actually feel like your hands are underneath your shoulders. Fingers are forward, feet are flexing. Now draw shoulders back. Good, heels are active and tuck your chin. Good, so you're really feeling that stretch in the back side of the body. You're activating everything in your body. Good, and breathing. Remember, that's the key. That's our bridge today. Good, now slowly lift your head and heart And with your legs really long, you're going to take an inhale, but what I'm going to invite you to do is to really focus on your forward fold today. Because so often, I'm going to show you what most students do. And they say they're not very flexible because they hinge from their rib cage and they try to fold that way. Good. So you want to really imagine that you're pushing your seat back. So my bum is kind of moving back. I'm hinging like a door hinge from the crease of my thighs as I fold at the waist. And then this is going to give me the ability to grab something. So maybe today you're here, or maybe here. Good. So slowly get some length. And exhale, melt in. Good. Now, once you come to your forward fold, and you've really got all that length with your long spine, you don't want to continue to lengthen and create tension. You want to actually just let your head go. Good. So your head is down, you're melting, rounding. Beautiful. Now take about 3 more breaths. Remember, if this is too much, make adjustments. If something hurts, move out of the pose. I can't say that enough. Please be mindful and skillful, listening so carefully that you know where to go. Good. So you don't bounce in forward folds. Just breathe. Set up the shape of the pose, and then simply breathe. Good. Now release your bind and slowly roll up. Good. We're going to move into, again, the abdominal muscles by coming into a modified boat pose. In my modified boat pose, I'm going to protect my hips because I'm going to come right onto my hips. I'm going to protect my low back. The weight of my body is on my hips. My knees are bent. Good. And with my knees bent, good, my feet are kind of rooted. Good. Now you want to be sure you don't put a lot of tension in your neck and your jaw. You're just going to gently lift up your knees. Good. So now my legs are parallel with the earth. If that's too much, maybe they're down more. Good. If I want more, I begin to straighten the legs. And if I want even more, good, I can play around with different angles of my legs. Good. So maybe they're in like a 45 or 90 degree angle. Good. Maybe I need more, so I bring them down. Maybe I need less, so I bend the knees. Good. Take 3 more breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. If you even want less, you can let your hands come up. Good. And extend like this. Beautiful. Good. Come back down and push your way up to your seat. Good. Place your hands behind you in a little counter pose. I'm just going to let my head drop back. Good. Slowly roll back up. Good. And then gently bring the bottoms of your feet together. We're just going to move through one more round of this series a little bit different. So I'm going to bring the bottoms of my feet together, and I'm going to pull myself up as close as I can. Good. Kind of moving and scooching up nice and close to my feet. Good. We call this butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana in Sanskrit, which is the original language of yoga. My thumbs are going to come right here in the center of my feet. Open up the feet, pull the shoulders back. Nice long spine. And then with my elbows bending, good, I'm hinging. Remember from those hip creases, right? Good, so I'm melting forward and then I'm going to let it go. Now you can continue to hold onto your feet or you can walk your hands out. You can even let your palms come up as you just let your knees get really heavy. Breathe. Right, Roxy? Right. Good. And then gently and skillfully, very mindfully, I come out of the pose. One more balancing boat pose. Good. So I'm going to come back to that modified boat, which we always do in this Healthy Backs class, just to protect the spine, to protect the low back. Weight of my body is on the palm, is on my sit bones or on my hips. Palms are down. Good. And I can make my adjustments. How much do I need? Is this good? Can I breathe? And
The length of your breath is going to tell you how far to go. If you start to straighten legs or create a different angle and you can't breathe, that's going to tell you to come on back. Wherever you are, in any angle, good, you choose, take about 3 more breaths. Good, so you're at a place where you're activating your low belly, good, but you're not forcing or clenching jaw, you're not holding breath, you can still breathe. So that's the place you know where to go. That's that little edgy space that we call the edge, a place where you just know that any more, it would be too much, any less, then you're just kind of coasting. Good. Now bring your feet back down. Good. Slowly make your way up, and let's move to that counter pose again. Just drop your head. Good. Slowly come on up. Good. And then we're going to make our way onto the back. I'll invite you to lie flat on your back, and we're going to move into our inversion we call candlestick pose. Candlestick pose. Good. So in my candlestick, I'm actually flat on my back. Good. And my legs are directly in the air. Good. Good. So my legs are in the air. You can even lift your arms if you want. Good. Or even point your toes. Begin to flex your toes. Good. So you're just circulating, getting the circulation moving in your body, pointing, good, and flexing. And maybe I alternate, so I flex one foot and then the other. Good, just like that, side to side. Good. So moving and flexing. Good. Now we're going to flex the feet and just kind of hold them right here. Take about 5 more breaths. Good. Eyes are closed. Your legs are up in the air. Beautiful. And you're breathing in and out your nose. Sure, if you have some kind of a pet at home, they're going to be stepping on you right now, right? Go ahead, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Beautiful. Good. Now bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a hug, a big squeeze. And we're going to go into that happy baby pose. If you're not sure what happy baby is, you want to just kind of mindfully and skillfully just kind of take a moment, grab onto the outside of your feet. Let your knees come out really wide. Good. And then let your legs open up. Good. So your head is on the ground. Good. You're opening up your inner thighs. You're breathing. Good. That's happy baby. Nice job. Good. Good. From happy baby pose, we're going to move into our reclined butterfly pose. Reclined butterfly. Bottoms of the feet are together, just like a regular butterfly. Knees are wide. Good. And I'm going to slide my left hand on my heart, the right hand onto my belly. Beautiful. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Let your knees get heavier. Let your knees become more relaxed. Good. Breath is in through nose and out through the nose. Good. Let's take a couple cleansing breaths again together. Big breath comes in. Let it go. Good. Let your breath come back in. Let it go. Good. Beautiful. Come back to that normal, natural breath and just extend the right leg out so it's long, right toward the right corner of the mat, and then your left leg so it's long toward the left corner of your mat. Good. Now turn your palms so they're facing up. This is our sign of receiving. You're flat on your back. Your eyes are closed. Good. The most important part of class is right here. Here's where we start to receive the gifts. Everything you've done to this point was just preparing your gifts, preparing your body and your mind to become a little bit more open. You were just building your infrastructure, your bridge, so that you could reconnect,
So as you feel the sensation of reconnecting, just notice the nervous system a little bit calmer, the mind a little bit clearer. Good. The breath is fluid and gentle in and out of nose. And then simply take rest. This is Shavasana. Good. Eyes still soft, eyes still closed. Take a moment to find the bridge. Go ahead and notice the bridge you created. Your bridge. The missing link from the mind to the body, heart to the soul. It's your breath. Allow some subtle movements in the toes and the fingers. Let your head turn from left to right, right to left. Take the biggest stretch of your day as you take your arms way over your head again. Arms reach, toes point. Big, huge breath in. Let it go. Pull your knees into your chest and massage your back. So you're going to rock side to side, create some circles, a little bit of circulation, increasing, releasing. And then just fall to your favorite side. It could be the right side, it could be the left side. Your favorite side. Good. And in this little fetal pose, you'll take that moment to just check in again. One more check in. Good. Notice the bridge you did create. Notice the clarity in the mind, a little softness through the body. openness in your heart. Just take that through your day to day as you gently find your way to. And as you come up to your seat, we take this moment together as community to connect. We know that although we aren't in the same physical space, we still connect through the breath, through the energy, because like energies start to connect and draw with other like energies. Gently bowing in observation of your own love, your own light. It was an honor to guide you today through your practice. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Hey, you guys, thank you for joining me. Hey, I wanted to, you can turn on your audio now if you want, your speakers if you want to say hi. But I did want to let everybody know I am planning a soft opening, so Empower Yoga is not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to offer the live stream classes, and eventually we'll have a library. Hopefully we'll have some on-demand classes. As soon as the immediate social distancing is lifted and we have some nice days, we're going to start to plan some outdoor classes. So I'm just trying to get my landlord to let me use the parking lot for the outdoor classes. And then, when we have a plan and it is safe for all, we'll slowly start to incorporate classes with small groups inside the studio. So, we are moving in the right direction. And can't wait to see everybody's face, for sure. You guys have a beautiful day.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And tell your friends to join you too. There's a lot of students. It seems like we have the same students doing classes, which is usually how it is. But there's so many students who, if you know someone who has a membership or a class pack they've already purchased, they can use that for any one of our live stream classes. So obviously, the more students we have practicing, the more we can offer. So just spread the word. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Namaste.
thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.